everybody. Welcome to Saint Misbehavin', the podcast about saints from people who are not. I am your host, Matthew Shadorn, and I am joined, as always, by my co-host, who I actually saw in the living flesh this week. She made the epic journey to come and see me on my birthday. Anna Dominy. Anna, how are you doing today?
I'm not too bad. I like that you needed verification that I still exist in the flesh.
Proof of life.
Because obviously I have to turn my camera off so much. It's like I'm a disembodied voice most of the time.
I'm just starting to worry that you're a very elaborate AI model that Danny made. And the real Anna Dominy's been dead for months. I'm not saying that Danny killed you. I'm just saying that he just feels bad for me that I can't do the podcast anymore. So he channeled his grief into making the perfect co-host for me out of AI. Which is why you say so many random racist things, basically, that I have to cut out.
Yeah. I think you might actually be verging on being ableist now against my probable autism.
Whatever.
Saying I'm a robot, essentially.
Oh, I never said you were a robot. I just said you were racist. I don't think that's an autistic thing. I think that's you. The fact that you think that autistic people are racist is pretty messed up, Anna.
Oh my god.
Wow.
This is like the time my sister called me anti-Semitic because I said that our grandfather being Jewish means that we could live in Israel. Like, she was like, well, that's how Hitler defined Jews, so there. And I...
No, it's like, no, that's like a legal thing. Like, you can Israel just has this homecoming thing. And
the policy is racist, but just acknowledging that I would benefit from that policy is just factual. Yeah.
So Anna's moving to Israel. She's like, this is the best time to get on board. Here's it seems like a lot of land is being freed up.
Jesus Christ. Oh my God. I would like to make it very clear that this podcast is in full solidarity with Palestine
Absolutely.
And the people of Gaza and the children who are being killed.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Yeah, nothing funny about that situation.
No.
So it's weird that you want to move there.
Fuck off! I don't!
I suppose we should address the big news. Since we last recorded, I made a lot of jokes about how the Pope was going to die.
Oh my God.
And the day after we released our episode, the Pope died.
Did we make it happen?
I don't think we did. I think J.D. Vance made it happen.
Yeah, that's fair.
I mean, that reminded me of when during Trump's first term, he went to visit the Pope, and there was this amazing photo of him and the Pope just looks so fucking upset. Like, he just looks so annoyed to be there with Donald Trump does this stupid shit-eating grin.
Yeah.
Again, not understanding the situation. And the Pope looks like, I've just had confirmation there is no God. And it's not surprising that he met J.D. Vance and he's just like, you know what, this place isn't worth it anymore. And he probably shat on J.D. Vance's political beliefs, which is pretty great because he is a pretty devout Catholic, even though he's a weird Opus Dei, far right Catholic.
Yeah.
Anyways, we made a joke about getting the episode in before the Pope died, and the Pope died the day after we put our episode in. So, whoops. Or we did it. I don't know. Congratulations, us. Any thoughts on the passing of Uncle Frankie there?
I like the idea that it's the most elaborate publicity for the film Conclave imaginable. Yeah, no, he was a good pope, and I'm very sad that the next one's probably going to be Pope Adolf or something, just to fit the apparent global mood.
Yeah. They did say that he appointed 111 of the guys of the 130 guys who were going to appoint his successor. Right. So potentially he picked people who are ideologically aligned with him.
So he did what Joe Biden should have done, or even Barack Obama should have done before Trump the first time around.
He packed the cardinal hopefully his allies or something. I don't know. Hopefully it'll be somebody who will kind of continue the movement that he started within the church. And, I don't know, be less of dicks to people.
Yeah, that would be nice.
And be just a kind of moral force for good. Try to be anyways. I mean, certainly he failed on many occasions, but again, the bar is low. And then, I mean, in terms of moral leadership in the world, there's not a lot, feels like these days. So
yeah.
And even in death, he did a very simple funeral and got buried in a church that was in an immigrant quarter of Rome, kind of a simple church, I think. And so that's something, of
symbolism.
As opposed to being in the crypt with all the other mummified popes and whatnot.
Yeah.
So I don't know, whatever. But rest in...
Popes.
Yeah, there you go. Rest in popes.
Rest in papacy.
Francis.
Yeah.
Only the good die young, is what they say.
And he was, nearly 80? Was he 80? Nearly 90?
He was 88 or something ridiculous like that.
To be honest, I'm a bit more worried about the People's Pope, David Attenborough, who is approaching his 99th birthday.
Is he really? Is he that old? Jeez.
Yeah. And like every time he makes a program or anything, his name starts trending and people are like, fuck, has he died?
I know. But Anna, have you done anything saintly or papal or had anything miraculous happen to you this week?
Well, aside from visiting my infirm elderly friend / dependent, you, I have started drinking oat milk instead of cow's milk.
What?
Yeah, it is horrible. And like, so yeah, I feel like it's a very devout kind of thing to do because I have to put myself through this with every cup of tea and every bowl of porridge, and I have tea and porridge every day. It's like I'm in the abbey doing my privations. It's like every day I punish my body for the sins of the agricultural industry.
So you don't pick, like, I started drinking oat milk because I was like, oh, I prefer this to soy milk.
No, so basically I think oat milk is overall the best sort of environmentally because almonds are much more water intensive and require more heat and stuff, whereas oats grow in this country.
Yeah, oats are pretty abundant.
Yeah, it's purely an environmental thing.
Which one are you using?
Oatly?
Yeah, that's the one I use. All right, never mind. I got no advice. But I like use it for cereal and that's it. Like I'm not. Right. I drink my coffee black because I like my coffee. Like my
Popes.
I don't know. Yeah. Rotting. I don't know. What and but
left wing and in the ground.
There you go. Yes, I only use it for cereal. Well, I'm glad that you're making a sacrifice for the environment, Anna.
Yeah, thank you. Thanks for acknowledging the sanctity of my sacrifice.
Yeah, good for you. I appreciate you taking one for the global team.
Yeah. Well, I was resistant to it for a while, not just because it's horrible, but also this idea of like, oh, what difference will it make? The system should change, etc., etc. But it's like, just because it doesn't make a huge difference, like that
doesn't mean you can't be smug about it.
Well, I'm not smug about it. I'm miserable about it.
I mean, I'm a vegetarian, so
yes, you're much holier than me.
But I switched to oat milk because like drinking milk like just in its raw form made my stomach upset. Like I can have cheese and things, but like the closer it is to like raw milk form, so like ice cream sometimes upsets me. Like so it's like I don't know. Anyway.
Yeah, from a purely environmental point of view, like cheese is actually worse, or like dairy is actually worse for the environment than like poultry. So anyway, so yeah, that's my saintly contribution this month. But I say this month, like obviously I'm planning to do it for forever now.
Okay.
It's just my life now, just drinking oats.
We'll check in and it just sounds sad. Yeah, it's my life now, I guess. Oh boy, yeah. God, what, like 60, 70 years of this to look forward to? Neat.
Yeah, no, exactly.
Anyways.
How about you? Apart from the miracle of making it another year around the sun.
Well, I experienced something miraculous. And it comes at the end of this tale, but to set it up, I'm going to say that you came to my birthday party, as it were.
That sounds very sarcastic.
You came to, like, well, no, it was a surprise. Alice invited you and didn't tell me. It wasn't a party, really. We were just meeting at the pub for drinks with some friends and having a little get-together. But it was nice to see you. You even showed me your new electric bike, which was exciting. And we had a little chat and a catch-up. And the birthday present to me, you let me complain to you about all the dumb festival stuff I've had to deal with, which I know is really boring, but I need somebody to complain to about it. And Alice is pretty much fed up with it. But then after you left, we realized you left your phone at the pub. And so we messaged Danny and we're like, hey, Anna left her phone at the pub. And then Danny said he'll pick it up tomorrow at 6. And I was like, 6 a.m. or 6 p.m. because I will be awake at both times, unfortunately. And he said p.m. because he doesn't have kids. Sleep in luxuriously till 7:30 sometimes, I bet.
8:30.
8:30. See, there you go. Jesus Christ. What a luxury.
Yeah, he was like, oh, it's going to be a bit tight because I've got gaming planned and I wanted to go for a run after work. And I was like, well, maybe you could go before work. And he was like, I don't think so.
No, that won't be happening.
That's not going to work.
No. Anyways, around 6 o'clock, my doorbell rang, which I didn't realize at first because my son keeps pushing the button to change the doorbell ring. So sometimes it's just like a random noise in my
so you just ignore
house.
It.
And I'm like, what is that? No, like the other day I was like, what toy do you have? I was like, oh, that's a doorbell. I was like, what is this insane noise that's happening? So then Danny picked up your phone, and the miracle I experienced is I looked into Danny Johnson's eyes, and boy, oh boy, are those some pretty eyes. I was like, oh, I get it now. I see what's, okay, Danny's a very handsome fella. I was just like, I almost was like, man, Danny, your eyes, they are so pretty. I was amazed. I was like, oh, Danny's got really pretty eyes. I don't know what it was. Just like, maybe it was like it was the golden hour, like the sun was setting, and just like it was just the light hit him correctly or something.
They're like a very nice complex hazel. So
they are,
there's light. There's like it does make them sparkle.
So I'm glad that the universe worked in such a way that I could just get a little glimmer of Danny's eyes and just be like, wow, that really, you know what, made my whole day.
I'm not sure how I feel about this.
I'm just saying.
I suppose vindicated in a way, but like I think Danny's amazing eyes are like, you know, just one part of how handsome he is, and I'm shocked and appalled that you couldn't see it before.
Well, I mean, I don't know. I was just like struck by how like, oh, they're just very striking, just lovely eyes. I was just like, oh wow, good eyes. Anna's a lucky woman to have those eyes. Look at her with love. I wish they would look at me with love. Oh, and then I cried.
Well, I think the true miracle here is that Danny came back with both his eyes, and you didn't do a King Lear on him and decide you wanted them to look into forever. Yeah. So thank you for not maiming my future husband.
No, I would never touch that beauty. That'd be like spray painting on the Sistine Chapel. It'd be a shame. It'd be like you're just a wonderful work of art. Unless Extinction Rebellion does it, then I'm all for it. I mean,
sorry?
The Sistine Chapel, not taking Danny's eyes. Anyways, it doesn't matter. Anyways,
he doesn't listen, but his friends do. So like, this will get back to him.
Okay. Well, I hope his friends appreciate that they have
how nice his eyes are.
Ready access to such lovely peepers. And for Danny's friends out there, I mean, I'm just like really, because I don't see Danny that often. I see you very infrequently, and I see Danny even less.
He is elusive. He didn't come to your birthday party.
That's fine. I know that you can't be in the same place. Like the president and the vice president can't be in the same place just in case.
Well, because he says I have nice eyes. So like, if we're both in different places all the time, it's like we're protecting the nice eyes.
Do you have nice eyes? I've never really looked in your eyes.
Just don't start now, or you'll get distracted.
Yeah. Anyways, that's what I just like, hey, good. That's fun. It was nice to see Danny and his lovely eyes.
And particularly.
So, Anna, today is May 4th, 2025. Who is today's saint?
Today's saint is Saint Gregory VII.
The 7th? Is he the 7th Saint Gregory, or is
I think it is that he is the 7th Pope called Gregory.
Ah, I see. Okay.
Yeah.
That makes more sense.
We are on theme and very timely because we're doing a Saint Pope.
Ah, people think. What's his deal?
Okay, he was around from approximately 1025 to exactly the 25th of May, 1085. So, full 1200 years ago was his approximate date of birth.
Oh, yeah.
So, yeah, his day is going to be towards the end of this month. So, lots of time to prepare your celebrations of him if you like what you hear.
Yeah.
But
it's nice. Should we have his 1200th birthday party, or
we should? Yeah.
1000th birthday party. That's it. That's what it'd be. 1000th birthday party.
Oh yeah. Sorry, my maths was terrible there.
Yeah, I don't know what you're thinking. I was like 12. That sounds like too many.
Yeah, no. That's better actually. We should make a much bigger deal of this then. You only turn 1,000 once.
True.
As the saying goes.
Who's saying that?
Well, they will be.
Yeah.
When we throw the best darn St. Gregory VII party the world's ever seen.
Yeah.
So, yeah, he was born around 1025, most likely in Tuscany.
Ooh, fancy.
To an upper middle class family. Boo.
Well, I mean, upper middle class, not rich.
Yeah, in those times that might have meant like they were merchants or something, or like went to school.
They had 2 donkeys.
Yeah.
Whoa, someone's doing quite well for themselves. They've got a donkey and a goat. Well, you're coming quite up in the world, Gregory's dad.
Gotta keep up with the Gregorys.
Yeah.
Well, he was actually christened Hildebrand because Gregory was the name he chose when he became the Pope. Doesn't seem like a very Tuscan name, but
no, it doesn't. I was like, feels very German or something.
Yeah.
I was like, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know what the trends were, but he was educated.
Very popular in 1025. There were like 10 Hildebrands in his class alone.
This is why he's used to being Gregory VII, because he was already Hildebrand VI.
Right.
So he was educated at the Palace School at the Lateran in Rome, and later amongst the canons of San Giovanni a Porta Latina nearby. I guess like in popey kind of circles from the outset.
Right. So he was like on the papal track, right?
Yeah.
It's the way you go. You go to a fancy. It's the same way that we live in Oxford. Kids on this Oxbridge track, they go to fancy private schools all their lives, and then just get funneled into Oxford and then into prison.
Well, hang on. There'd probably be an MP or a like oil baron position.
I'm sorry. I was thinking in a perfect world. I was imagining the perfect world. Just so you go right from Oxford, just
cut out the middleman,
straight to prison. It would be great.
Yeah, but then in that case, if you were being that efficient, you'd go Oxford interview to prison.
To prison, right?
Yeah.
They should really do that. They should be like, here's a nice group of like public school kids or what's the word, like state school kids or whatever you call them here, and they are really smart and they're moving up, and then here's a bunch of like posh dicks whose parents send them to a private school. It's like they should just go right to prison before they can hurt people financially and emotionally.
Yeah.
Politically.
I should say that it's still very overrepresented, but it is only 50%. So, like, if you encounter someone at Oxford, you've only got a 50% chance of them being a dick.
Oh, well,
And your wife went to Oxford.
And my wife's a dick.
Oh, okay.
No,
wow.
She's all right.
You just haven't forgiven her for not telling you that I was coming, because then you could have been prepared.
Oh, yeah. We had a huge argument. I can't believe I was so embarrassed.
But yes, so he's being groomed for a career in churchy leadership, I guess.
Yep.
Groomed in a non-Catholic sense.
In possibly
in
the most positive way that the Catholic Church grooms people.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah, exactly.
So he goes to school.
I'm surprised we made it that long before we got to that level of humor there. So yeah. Well done us.
I'm really proud of us for how few pedophile jokes we make during the course of the podcast.
Of this very Catholic focused.
I know, right? Like we don't. That's the low hanging fruit. We leave that. We're trying to do better here.
Yeah.
So, just in terms of humor. Anyways, so he's on the track. He's on the fast track to Popesville.
Yeah, and while he was at canon school, Porta Latina, he became an acolyte of a man named John Gratian, who later became Pope Gregory VI.
Oh.
So he obviously was quite an influence, I guess.
Right.
But, gonna have to look that up. When Gregory VI was accused of the crime of simony, Hildebrand
okay, wait, no.
accompanied him into exile.
Simony is what now?
The act of buying or selling spiritual or sacred things such as church offices, positions, or indulgences.
Oh, okay.
So
I thought it was the act of being a real dick to people who came on your singing contest and just wanted to sing. That's Simon Cowley.
Yeah, indeed.
So he was trying to make a little money on the side.
So his mentor was corrupt, basically. And Hildebrand, our hero, accompanied this guy into exile in Cologne. So maybe he was like, oh, I've got a German name, I can come with you.
Okay, so he's the Pope. He does some bad stuff, and they're like, you gotta stop being Pope. Get out of here with your dirty... So he was selling, like, salvation. Just like a little extra. How about a little extra money?
Yeah.
I'd like to forgive your sins, but maybe a little...
It's gonna cost you.
A little bag of gold in this hand would make me really, really forgive those sins. Turn the confession into an ATM machine.
So, yeah, buying and selling ecclesiastical offices. And it was becoming a source of growing. So I think it's more like corruption. So not specifically for forgiveness of sin, but like, you know, you vote for me to get this position and I'll give you a good position.
Like, it would really be nice if you could make my nephew the Archbishop.
Yeah.
And donate some money to you. Classic political graft.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
Okay. Great.
So,
and our Gregory was like, I don't believe any of the bad things they say about you.
Yeah.
I'm going with you to Germany.
Indeed, because he wanted to fit in with all the other Hildebrands.
Yeah. There's a whole nation of Hildebrands this summer? And Hildegards? What?
The generous interpretation would be that he was willing to forgive his sins, I suppose.
Okay. That's nice of him.
What a popey kind of guy.
I know, right?
He accompanied
him to make him keep him on the straight and narrow. He's like, I'm gonna go with you as like your conscience. I'll be like your sponsor. I'll be like, next time you're trying to like.
So the mentor becomes the mentee. Yes, he went with him. I think this was in 1046. Nope. So I think he was exiled in 1047.
Okay. So Gregory's pretty young at this point. He's only 22.
Yeah.
He's a young guy. He's thinking, doesn't know.
And we don't have much information on what he got up to in Germany, is what I'm saying. Because he returned to Rome after Gregory died in 1049.
Oh, okay.
They were there for a couple of years, being exiled pals. Like you were saying, probably our Gregory was like trying to be a good influence on the older Gregory.
Sure, because our Gregory is a saint, and the older Gregory is not.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
But we don't know this yet.
Okay.
So when in Rome,
what should we do?
Well, apparently what the Romans do is he became a protege of another pope, Pope Leo the IX, who ordained him as a subdeacon and made him rector of a Benedictine abbey called San Paolo fuori le Mura.
This guy's getting in good with these popes. It's a good place to be, right next to power.
He's making all the good connections.
Mm-hmm.
He worked as a legate for the papacy.
Just legging it out. What is a legate?
I think it's related to the word legal.
Oh, right. So he was like the consigliere to the Pope.
Yeah.
Just making sure he's doing things legally.
Yes. Crunching the numbers.
Mm-hmm.
Fixing the books. He also served in the papal chancery.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So we all know what that is.
Sure, we don't need to go into that. That's the money, right? The treasury, right? Or not? Isn't it
yes.
The treasury?
Yeah.
Is that right?
For
or
sure.
Are you just agreeing so we can move on?
I'm just thinking like Chancery Lane is near Bank in London, so papal chancery. Principal function of the office was to collect money to maintain the papal army. Okay, so it was the treasury specifically for godly violence.
Yeah, there we go. What better use of money is there than that? To go out and
kill
sure
for
that
God.
Everybody's doing what the Pope says.
Yeah.
God, I mean, he's infallible. What else are you going to do, right?
Yeah, great investment. He continued to distinguish himself in the papal court during the pontificates, which means popehood, of Stephen IX, Nicholas II, and Alexander II.
Wow, they're just burning through these popes in his lifetime.
Yeah, this is why I guess it was inevitable that he would have to be, because like he's like outlived 7 of them by this point.
Like, who's left? Who's even left here in the Vatican? I guess it's just
much.
Hildebrand's turn, right? Because it's just like everybody else is just, they're dropping like flies around here. Is Hildebrand murdering popes?
Do you think it was a bit like some kind of reveal in Game of Thrones or something when they were like, okay, so what's your pope name gonna be? And he was like, Gregory. They'd be like, oh shit.
Oh, what?
Showing his hand finally, kind of thing. Anyway, so according to the 1059 Lateran Council, the cardinal bishops were to take the lead in papal elections. Wait, did I say in 1058 he was promoted to Archdeacon of the Roman Church? I don't think I did.
You did. Well, you said Archdeacon. Yeah, okay, yeah. All right, let's say that again.
Yeah, Stephen IX was 1057 to 58. Nicholas II was 1059 to 61. And Alexander II was 61 to 73. And so, Hildebrand was Archdeacon from 1058. So he still, it is looking like he's still got a while before enough popes die. So according to the 1059 Lateran Council, cardinal bishops were to take the lead in papal elections, whereas prior to this, it used to be, I didn't know this, the clergy and citizens of Rome had to have a say.
Oh.
So I guess it was around this time that the conclave, as we know it,
conclavicated?
Yeah. Yeah, buckle up. It's going to get exciting.
So that it all went from a more democratic thing where, like, the people of Rome... I guess it's not really that democratic because the people of Rome are the only people who get to chant, like, to vote on it.
So it's like, rather than a postcode lottery, it becomes more of, like, a feudal system, I guess.
Yeah, so it's all internal now.
Yeah, more
people
of
in
an
power,
oligarchy.
keeping the people in power. That's just how it works.
Indeed.
And it works great.
So, like,
I don't know why I didn't want that tone to sound like I was against it. I was like, yeah, this is
right.
No downside to this. I think it's... Who knows how to wield power except for the people who've already got power?
The ideal system of government would be a benign dictatorship, but unfortunately, like, anyone who becomes a dictator isn't benign. So there is no ideal. 22. There's no hope.
We're all doomed. Anyways, but thanks for listening, everybody. And if you have an opportunity, go look at Danny's eyes.
It does make life worth living again, yeah. Basically, there was this political change in 1059, which I guess would have been to Hildebrand's advantage, because it's like, turns out I am a cardinal bishop. what a weird coincidence.
And he knows everybody now at this point.
Yeah.
He's been around, he's had all these big jobs.
Done his networking.
Yeah.
Okay, so I guess Alexander II had quite a long term because he was, well, relative to the other three that we heard about. So he was 1061 to 73. So on April the 22nd, 1073, at Pope Alexander II's funeral, a crowd of both Romans and clergy selected Hildebrand as the next pope.
Oh, okay. They're like, we want Hildebrand.
Yeah.
He's the people's choice.
So the council had ruled that it should be cardinal bishops, but then Hildebrand was chosen by Romans and clergy. So it was a controversial move and is known as election by acclamation because, in fact, you predicted right. The crowd was cheering, let Hildebrand be pope. Blessed Peter has chosen Hildebrand the archdeacon.
Yeah. It's like, we better make this guy pope or they are going to kill us.
Basically, which is like an even better system, right?
Yeah, I guess. I don't know. System by mob.
Mob violence.
I think if you look at the history of, say, like the French Revolution, the mob violence thing maybe didn't work out so great. You know, the terror and
Depends
whatnot.
on what side you're on, I guess.
Yeah, I guess, yeah. I mean, as long as you're on the good side of the mob, but mobs can be fickle, is what I've learned.
That is a famous thing about mobs.
Yeah.
Well, clearly our guy has a good head on his shoulders because...
For now. This is a foreshadowing. Like, mobs are fickle, and they do love a guillotine.
But yeah, I think you'll appreciate his wise move, which the first thing he did when elected by the angry mob was he ran away and hid.
It does seem to put him in a bad position, especially with his co-workers, because there was this whole rule about it was just going to be them that picked the Pope, and now this mob is like elevating him. So he's like, if I don't do what the mob says, the mob's going to be angry with me. But if I do what the mob says, then all my co-workers hate me.
Yeah.
It does seem like a lose-lose proposition.
A rock and a hard place. So just run away from your problems.
That's it. I mean, if we've learned anything, running away from your problems works 100% of the time. Because, I mean, any problem you can run away from is not a real problem, right? So they say.
Yeah, for sure.
Like, you can just remove yourself from a situation. You just be like, you know what? Not a problem anymore.
There you go.
Problem's over there.
State of mind.
I'm over here sipping a daiquiri. You know, that's how I live my life.
They can't hurt me if they can't find me.
Exactly.
It works when the problem is an angry mob, I guess. But if it's like debt, I think it's harder.
Here's the thing. If I have debt in America, which I think I do again now because the new presidential administration is restarting student loan repayment.
Wow. So they've just invented a load more debt.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Because they're really pushing the economy to succeed by it's amazing the ways that they are destroying it from so many different angles. But yeah, reinstituting major debt for lots of people is a great idea.
Yeah.
So yeah, but if I never go back to America, I don't ever have to really worry about like destroying my American credit rating.
Yeah, no. If you don't want to buy a house in America, then
yeah.
But also you're like, by not paying it, you are making a very valid economic point about the stupidity of just inventing it again, reintroducing it. So like, surely now that it's been cancelled, like uncancelling it is going to be incredibly costly in terms of like figuring out what everyone would have owed, and like the bureaucracy involved is probably going to cost more than it makes.
Oh, that's the great thing about firing all the bureaucrats. It costs nothing to do that stuff now.
Oh, okay. So they can just think it and it will just happen by magic.
I think you seem to think that there's something called due process in America anymore. And I think that is not the case. So
I see.
It doesn't matter what happens.
So what, like some guy can just come up to you and be like, I'm from the student loans company and you owe $20,000. So I'm gonna take your toes now.
Yeah, that's mostly how people are paying student loans. Toe donations.
Yeah, donations, if you will.
Yeah.
Which I very much would.
Which you should not. No, don't ever pay for things with toes, folks, because it's a short-term solution, right? With long-term consequences.
Well, I guess again it just depends on interpretation, because like I'm in a DIY weddings Facebook group and a lot of people comment like, how am I going to pay for my wedding? And everyone's like, foot pics, it's the only way. So if you make a donation through OnlyFans, then
I guess,
it can be a legitimate economic system. We seem to have got very sidetracked.
I'm just saying, can you somehow monetize Danny's beautiful eyes? Is that an eye pick?
Matt,
is that a
please stop trying to get your hands on Danny's eyes.
Like, my eyes are terrible. I need new eyes.
It's starting to be a little bit disturbing. It may result in me banning you from ever being in my house again.
Hey, why'd you bring these melon ballers to my wedding? No reason.
Oh my god.
Anyway, so Gregory runs away from his problems.
Yeah.
And that solves everything, right?
Well, as we know, he is Pope Gregory VII, so
right.
I guess there's more to this, and it doesn't work out. So he refused the election, but eventually he was found at the Church of San Pietro in Vincoli, and the cardinals elected him canonically.
They had to, like, drag him out from underneath a pew or something, just like, no, let me go, let me go.
That this was his first mistake, was hiding in a church, because that's the first place the crowd would look, right?
Yeah, because it's like, well, he's a priest. What is he like? Churches? I don't know. Let's check there.
Yeah,
that's like, maybe he's trying to, like, outthink him.
Yeah, that's the obvious place.
That's the obvious. They won't expect me to do the obvious. Oh, they really expect. They did. They figured out the obvious thing.
Yeah, they called his bluff.
Yeah, it turns out when there's a whole mob, you can look at a lot of different places. So really, I should have just left Rome altogether. Like that.
Yeah, he should have run a bit further and hid a bit better.
Yeah, okay, well. So 1073's hide and seek losing champion.
Yes, Pope Gregory VII. So they found him, and then the cardinals elected him canonically. So I think they were like, well, the mob has chosen you, so we're now going to legitimize this.
The cardinals are like, well, I guess we have any fucking choice. I guess we gotta now.
Yeah.
Good work, Gregory.
Well, I guess that works out well for him, because then he's like, now the mob and my co-workers want the same thing.
You know, these guys, the cardinals were all stoked because they're like, finally, we get to pick the Pope. We're the guys in charge. We're the big wheels of the cracker factory now.
And then, you see people sharpening their sticks, and it's like, oh, fuck. Yeah.
All right, but next time, for real, guys.
Yeah. He got elected canonically. He took the name Gregory VII, supposedly after Gregory I or Gregory the Great, who we have covered, and had been, being Gregory the Great, he was, a big deal, and particularly influential, as our researcher describes.
I mean, maybe he's trying to redeem the name Gregory, because the last Gregory was, a real shitheel.
Yeah, but I'm suspicious about this, because, sure, you could say, oh yeah, it's after Gregory I and the Great. Definitely not my friend, the Sixth, you know?
My friend who was paying all the bills when we lived together in Germany and having a pretty sweet time, actually.
Yeah.
But we don't talk about that time. That time when we were exercising that from the record, because, frankly, you wouldn't let me be Pope if you found out about what happened in Germany.
It was not very Catholic that time, yeah. Yeah, what happens in Berlin stays in Berlin.
Oh, wow, that's not the case at all, historically.
Oh, shit. Yeah, no, that was a bad thing to say. I was thinking more like rave scene Berlin, not politics.
Right.
I hope my sister's not listening to this, because this will give her more fuel for the fire.
Anyways, he's finally Pope. Everybody's happy.
Yeah.
Or grudgingly accepting.
Yeah. The crowd has been sated for now. So during his pontificate, Gregory VII strengthened papal alliances with the Normans of southern Italy, and also supported William the Conqueror's invasion of England in 1066.
Oh, that's nice.
So
this is all his fault.
Yeah.
This bullshit. God.
I guess maybe William the Conqueror was Catholic?
Yeah, they would have all been Catholic at that point, right?
Yeah.
This is before the schism with the Church of England, right?
Yes.
Well before that. Because Edward the Confessor, who was the last king before William the Conqueror, right?
Yeah.
Who was...
What about him? I thought you were about to say something interesting.
No, it was he was Catholic, but then he got beat by the other guy, so maybe they're all Catholic. Everybody was Catholic at the time. It didn't really matter. It's just, the Pope's just backing winners. It doesn't matter.
Yeah. So he was particularly concerned about centralizing and strengthening the papacy's power in Europe.
Is he do you think are we centralizing too much power? I'm starting to worry about this.
No.
Or is it more the other way?
Oh, no. He was like, we should be centralizing it more, I think.
Yeah, okay. That was my main concern, is centralizing all the power. I see. Not that he was... Yeah,
it's getting too centralized.
Okay.
No, so I guess he was, in some ways, a fan of big government. So... as we heard earlier about him being great at army treasurying,
right?
One of his first moves was to begin building armed groups of supporters called the Soldiers of St. Peter.
Okay. They just threw rocks at people. Lots of guys with slingshots. So he's like, let's militarize this shit.
Yeah, I've been elected by a mob, therefore what we need in this whole system is like more violence. And I guess what he'd say is more discipline.
Yeah. But there's one thing I learned is that groups of violent people get things done. So I think that is how we're going to do things from now on.
The way forward here. So he also sought to strengthen the papacy's control over the Holy Roman Empire. So after the death of Holy Roman Emperor Henry III, the German monarchy had been weakened, presenting Gregory with an opportunity to consolidate papal power.
Oh, say. Gonna take a little bit of this Germany too.
Yeah.
Don't mind if I do.
Interestingly, apparently at the same time he was determined to deal with perceived corruption in the church, which I like, not actual corruption. So he was a good PR guy, basically.
Yeah, it's like, let's make it look like we're doing something about corruption. Yeah. Just like every once in a while we'll bust a couple priests and give them a slap on the wrist, and the people will be like, oh, what a good pope he is, right?
Yeah. R.I.P. Gregory VII, you would have loved the Democrats.
Yeah. I think he would have loved the modern Catholic Church.
Yeah.
We'll pretend like we're punishing them. We'll just kind of move him to another diocese. And then,
oh, God. Yeah.
He's dealing with corruption because he wants to be the only power center, right? So if people are corrupt and they're building their own little power center.
So everyone has to not be corrupt apart from me.
Yeah, it's like all the corruption has to run through decentralizing the power, right? So you centralize the corruption as well.
Right. Yeah. Because the only way to contain it is to keep it all concentrated in one place.
Exactly.
So he supported a reformist group in Milan called the Paterines, who were particularly opposed to simony and also to clerical marriage. Because around this time there were priests with wives, and that's just as bad as corruption, apparently.
I mean, it sounds pretty corrupting. You can't listen to the voice of God when you got the old battle axe over there.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? That's why I never became a priest.
Right. So you just fell to the temptations of lust.
Oh, yeah. Pleasure of the flesh. Am I right? Huh?
Oh, God.
I don't know.
Please stop thinking about Danny's eyes.
Okay, so he aligns with this group that's against corruption and priests marrying.
Yeah.
Right. Which also, isn't that also like the whole thing about priests not marrying is the whole point of that is also centralizing power within the church? Because then there are no heirs. There are no heirs, right?
Yeah.
So there's no worries about like hereditary like lineages of like of power or money within the church. Like it all belongs to the church, and including you. Like you belong to the church, and everything you own belongs to the church.
And your line ends with you, and yeah. So in 1075, he composed a document called the Dictus Papae. Sorry, Dictatus Papae. My bad.
Okay. Yeah. That sounds like...
You told me about how handsome Danny is, and now I've got dict on the brain, okay?
Okay.
Anyway, so the Dictatus Papae contained principles of the Gregorian reforms, declaring that papal power was the sole universal power. So I guess this is where like the infallibility kind of comes from. It's like it's the end point of him just like making all these political moves.
It's like, guys, I was talking to God the other day, and he says that
I'm the best.
I'm the power. Like I'm the big power. I'm kind of my word is absolute. So I wrote it down here in case you need to check later on.
Here's my Dictatus Papae.
Yeah, so just go ahead and wave my Dictatus in your face here, and and so that's kind of. I mean, I didn't. Again, I didn't.
I didn't want this. This is just God.
Just God said it, and just wow, as heavy as the head and all that. But I gotta do what the big guy says, So I guess I'm his word on earth and everything. So
heavy is the head that wears the pointy hat.
Yeah, that wears.
I like that.
This weird hat. By the way, I'm making everybody wear weird hats now. That's also me.
It was another power move.
Yeah, I'm making really tall hats. Mine is the tallest hat, and then you can tell who's in charge by how tall their hats are. And then
size matters.
Like priests don't have any hats, and then monks who are below them, we even shave some of their head. So. You can tell that they're just like, they're so low. But anyways, me, biggest hat. and
infallible.
Yeah, so you can tell, obviously, I'm totally right, because I'm totally right about how much this hat is cool. Anyways. Okay, so he sets himself up as the absolute power in Europe, or the world, or the known world, or the Catholic world, right? So,
the material world.
And I'm sure every king was really upset about this, and then they remembered that, like, oh wait, he also built a pretty big army of mob supporters.
So, what you gonna do?
Okay, well, I guess that's that for us.
Well, you're jumping ahead a little bit, but before I respond to that point, I will tell you that one of his decrees was an attempt to put an end to simony by ruling that only the Pope could appoint and depose bishops or move them from one see to another. So I suppose, like, this is the logic behind give me all the power, is like, we'll end corruption if, like you said, only one person can make those decisions and be corrupt.
I mean, why would he be corrupt? He already has all the power. It's not like people who have all the power just have like a bottomless well inside themselves that they try to fill and can never fill. So why would he be corrupt at that point, right? Like, that's silly. He's already got all the power.
Yeah. Famously, there is definitely not a saying about power being the thing that corrupts.
No, they say it's power corrupts, but absolute power, you're pretty chill.
Yeah.
That's the expression, I think.
Yeah. No, I got it wrong. You're right.
Yeah. No, so you gotta listen to the whole quote. Yeah. You didn't listen.
Henry the Fourth, who was the Holy Roman Emperor. Fucking hell.
Emperor?
Yes.
Emperor. He was a dog. Emperor.
No, I'm a dog, and I started speaking, and then the doorbell rang, and I just started barking at it.
Yeah.
So Henry the Fourth, who was the Holy Roman Emperor, was used to appointing his own bishops, and he responded to this decree by sending a strongly worded letter to Rome, because as he predicted, the army meant that was all he could really do.
Oh, well, they're gonna get a taste of. They say the pen is mightier than the sword, so here we go.
Yeah.
I think you'll see here where I say, "Dear sir, great job. I thought you made some very good points with your dick papers. However, I like to say, again, I don't have any problem with it, but I think some people might have some problems with it. I don't want to point any conquerors over in island nations, but some people might have some problems with this. I don't know. You sure you don't want to reconsider? I mean, I think it's great. I just want worried about, other people, right? Not being cool with it.
Seeing the bigger picture. Yeah.
Anyways, love Henry.
No, in fact, this letter was so strongly worded because he declared that he was withdrawing his support of Gregory.
Ooh.
It was headed, Henry, king not through usurpation, but through the holy ordination of God.
Oh, shit! I don't need you, Pope. I got the direct line to God, because I'm the king, right?
And then the shade is really thrown, right?
Yeah.
Henry, king not through usurpation, but through the holy ordination of God, to Hildebrand, at present, not Pope, but false monk.
Wow.
And called for the election of a new Pope.
Whoa, this guy.
So that was a strongly worded letter indeed.
That is a very strongly worded letter. I take it back. The Henry, like, he wrote that's some real fire right there.
Hellfire.
He's very much the Kendrick Lamar in the Kendrick Drake beef between him and the Pope, right? It's like Pope found dead on the ground, like dead.
From reading the letter.
Yes. Yeah.
He then appointed a priest named Tedold as Bishop of Milan, despite the fact that Gregory had already chosen another priest for this role.
Uh-oh. And they had a priest fight.
Literally, this became a pivotal conflict between the papacy and the Holy Roman Empire, known as the Investiture Controversy.
Oh, that's not as cool as I thought it would be.
No, that's a shit name for a fight.
It really does seem like a very complicated legal document. Like,
yeah,
like
sure.
An investiture controversy sounds like some kind of legal motion that you bring up in like a land deal gone bad or something. Not like we're gonna have an empire's gonna fight the Pope's army.
Yeah.
Also, I feel bad for this guy that Henry makes the bishop, because he's just like, okay, I'm picking a fight with the Pope. I'm gonna need you to go to Milan.
You're going to be my pawn.
Yeah. Ironically, you as a bishop are my pawn. Isn't that funny? Anyways, go to Milan and don't let anybody stop you being bishop, even if they are an army.
Yeah.
Of religious fanatics.
The best kind.
Mm.
So the escalation was Pope Gregory excommunicated Henry and deposed him as king of Germany, meaning that theoretically all Christians under his rule were released from their oath of allegiance to him.
Oh.
So, we think it's just words and titles, but actually he has no right to the support of the people anymore.
So everybody in Germany, if you could just revolt against your king, that would be swell. I will be here in Rome.
Yeah, but God did tell me to do this.
Yeah.
I do have a direct line to him. If anyone wants to do some simony, I'm the only person you can talk to about that.
That's just the way it is.
Yeah. German princes and aristocrats took advantage of this and launched a rebellion against Henry.
Yeah, they were just looking for an excuse, weren't they?
Yeah. They were like, I don't give a shit about Catholicism, but
I just don't like Henry.
I could get something out of this. So eventually in 1077, Henry relented. He was unable to deal with the rebellion, so he travelled to where the Pope was staying, in the castle of Countess Matilda at Canossa in northern Italy.
What's the Pope doing at this Countess's castle?
Just normal Pope stuff.
Then. Yeah, whatever. Doing a bit of anointing, you know what I'm saying?
Oh my god. Didn't think this would get so steamy.
Anyway, so he goes to him at his mistress's castle. And...
Yeah, because the best place a Christian should be is in a castle, right?
Yeah.
That's proves how holy he is. So Henry tried to apologize, but Gregory was suspicious of his motives and refused to believe that he was truly sorry, which doesn't sound very fucking Christian.
Yeah, just like, okay, you know what? I'm the Pope. I hear this every day, and I know the difference between a sincere apology and a fake one. And also, is there a knife behind your back?
And your fingers are crossed. So, to prove his remorse and do penance, Henry wore a hair shirt and stood barefoot in the snow.
It's like, okay, fine. I didn't want to do this, but I brought this shitty shirt, and I'll go stand outside. Speaking of sacrificing toes to pay debts, right?
There you go. It's all come full circle.
Mm.
Gregory lifted the excommunication, but then 3 years later he supported a rival king called Rudolf von Rheinfeld. 3 years later, in 1080, he excommunicated Henry for a second time.
I mean,
that is the ultimate sassing. Is when you get excommunicated not once but twice.
It's an achievement. I imagine the list of people who are excommunicated twice is very short.
Yeah, it's just Henry.
Yeah,
Henry the Fourth.
Just Henry the Fourth, and it's really funny because it's just like he's like 2 years later. He's like, you know what? I never liked Henry anyways. He's just basically like, okay, fine, Henry, you can come back until I find your replacement, and then fuck you, Henry.
And then you can fuck off. Well, okay, so Gregory has been like, psych, you're not really king. So can you guess how Henry escalated this conflict?
I don't know. He just like took a bunch of money and left. Like
no, he escalated. He didn't bow out.
Okay, he said, "Okay, well, you're not the Pope again."
Correct. So Henry declared that the Bishop of Ravenna was in fact the Pope and named him Clement III.
You know, if you're like a rank and file, just like peasant hanging around,
you're like, I don't know what the fuck is going on.
No, but aren't you at some point? You're just like, wait a minute, are all these titles just made up?
Made up, yeah.
Because it really just seems like you only get to be king as long as everybody agrees that you're king. You only get to be Pope as long as everybody... Wait a minute. Is this a scam? Oh, really should have seen this coming.
Everything is a social construct.
Yeah.
By doing this, Henry created an anti-pope.
Ooh.
Who was a rival to Gregory VII.
He dressed all in black, and he had a very short hat. Oh, I love when anti-popes come up because it just makes me, because as a fan of comics, just like the idea of like there's an anti-pope, but it's like there's the Pope's nemesis trying to like, I'll get you next time, Pope.
Weird. That's exactly what he sounded like.
Yeah.
Spooky. So in October of that year, the bishops of northern Italy raised a pro-Clement army. Mm-hmm. So the northern Italian bishops were actually pro-anti-pope, which is a bit confusing.
We're anti-pope. Wait, then you're against the Pope? No, we're pro-anti-pope.
We're team anti-pope.
We're team anti-pope, and then you guys are anti-pope, right? Yeah. So wait, okay. It's very confusing battles here.
Yeah, it was confusing because like the different team colors were burgundy and maroon. So just to make it even harder to tell the difference. The pro-Clement army fought against Countess Matilda's pro-Gregory forces in a battle known as the Battle of Volta Mantovana.
See, now now that's a good name for an epic battle. The Battle of Volta-Mantavana. What is it? Volta-Mantavana? Yeah, the Battle of Volta-Mantavana. Okay, I do it. But anyways,
I think you should give up.
But it sounds pretty epic, right?
Indeed, much more epic than the investiture controversy, for sure.
Exactly, yeah. Investiture controversy sounds like them setting the rules for the Battle of Volta-Mantavana, and they're like, so okay, we're saying no chemical weapons and no pikes.
Keep it clean, guys.
Keep it clean, yeah.
So Clement's side won.
Hooray!
So the anti-pope won, which emboldened Henry to attack Rome.
Mm-hmm.
The Vatican and St. Peter's fell in 1083.
Oh.
And later, the city of Rome surrendered, allowing Henry to enthrone Clement at St. Peter's. In return, Clement crowned Henry emperor again, legitimizing his rule.
And you're recommunicated.
Yeah.
Cut to 2 years later. You know what? Actually, I'm going to have to communicate you again.
So our Pope is now not the Pope anymore.
That was
the anti-Pope is the Pope. Yeah.
So you got 2 more years of I would think that you'd execute the false Pope.
Well, let's find out, shall we?
We shall.
Well, actually, because we didn't say his dates of being Pope were till 1085. We said his,
right. But I'm just saying, it just seems like
being alive.
It seems very cataclysmic when you get the entire city and your little nation state invaded.
It's like, the Vatican has fallen.
That ends up with you with your head on a pike.
Yeah.
And then you retire.
But hey, this was a Christian battle, right?
Oh, yeah.
So it's fine. Gregory remained close by at a place called Castel Sant'Angelo in Rome.
Okay.
He called for support from the Normans, and their forces did in fact defeat Henry and his army. But in the process, Rome got plundered again, and the citizens blamed Gregory.
See? The mob will turn on you every time.
So he won the battle but lost the war.
Yeah.
And he should have quit while he was ahead, because it sounded like he'd been able to kind of run away and somehow, live nearby in peace.
Yeah.
But then he retaliated and lost, basically.
This is the problem with people in power, is that they can't just be like, well, I had a really good run. I've got a real big pile of money. I'm just going to go live in the countryside on an estate and hang out. But
it's like the whole thing with Succession. It's like, you guys could just stop arguing about this and just go and live with all your nice money and have a nice life and maybe have a good relationship with your family, rather than trying to get even more and continue to be fucked up by that.
Yeah, that's why we need to keep powerful people in power. Otherwise, they got nothing else to do.
Yeah,
they don't know what else to do with themselves if they're not constantly grasping for power and control of other people. And and sure, that gets millions of innocent people killed all the time, and corruption runs rampant, and human rights are trampled constantly. But you know what? It's good for them, right, at the top, because otherwise they don't have any hobbies.
And God decided it. So what are you going to do?
Yeah.
The citizens blamed him for Rome getting messed up by, I guess, continuing this conflict.
Yeah.
And as you said, the mob finally turned on him.
Yeah.
And that was what forced him to leave the city.
Oh. Is he not going to get killed by this mob? If he doesn't get killed by somebody, I'm very upset.
Oh, well, I'm very sorry. So he fled to Salerno under the protection of the Normans. And during his time there, he fell ill.
Yeah.
So he died 25th of May, 1085. So he was exactly 60, I guess. Mm-hmm. And his last words were famous because he said,
"Fuck Henry."
No, he said, "I've loved justice and hated iniquity, and therefore I die in exile," which is an incredibly self-important interpretation of the situation, I think.
I think the reason I'm dying in exile is I was just
because I'm just too good a person. Yeah.
I was too peaceful, I think, I didn't have enough power. I think that was the thing. I was too generous with my power.
Yeah, I wasn't allowed to end corruption by maximizing corruption.
Yeah. It's like if I just had a little bit more power, I think I really would have been happy at that point.
Bit more power, bit less humility, because I just love justice too much.
I was just such a big fan of justice, I just wanted everybody to be, really just and do exactly what I said and, give me all their money and keep people from marrying, because that didn't really work into my plans, so fuck you.
Yeah, fucking Matilda, bitch.
Yeah. But anyways, well, you know what? I'm glad he died knowing that he was too good for this world.
I'm sorry that he didn't get the ending that you felt he deserved.
Yeah. Whatever. What are you going to do?
But clearly he got the ending that he felt he deserved, because he thought it was actually really unfair that he was dying in exile. But, therefore kind of felt vindicated by that. Like, he feels he's right, and he's dying in exile, and that makes him super like Jesus.
Right. So, you know what? As long as he dies happy, I guess that's the only important thing.
Not
the thousands who were displaced and hurt, murdered,
like
had their
destruction left in his wake. Yeah. That was the end of him. His body is interred in Salerno Cathedral, encased in a wax effigy and displayed behind glass.
And then that way, when you piss on it, it doesn't really damage it too much. Like that nice wax seal.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So I think the lesson of this whole tale is, we'd been talking when we found out about Pope Francis. Like, he seemed relative to most popes, he seemed like quite a good one.
Yeah.
And so therefore should he be a saint? And I think by this metric, like, the bar for popes being made saints seems very low.
I mean, that's the thing. Like, when you say Francis is a really good pope, it's like, this is the bar. This is like these power hungry like maniacs.
Yeah.
Who started wars because of their bruised egos and shit.
Yeah.
So, and like the fact that, I don't know, he was kind of a decent old man. Like, sure, he used the F slur against gay people.
Did he?
Multiple times. Yeah, he had some, like...
Oh, shit.
I forget what the Italian word is, but it was like some... it was basically that. He used it in a couple meetings, and it's just like... But in, like, a weird way, like, he'd just be like, hey, we should be nice to these F-bombs. And it's just like...
Wow.
Okay? It was very weird. It's the way that, sometimes you have an older relative, and they say something innocuous, but they use... outdated language.
Yeah.
And that's what it felt like. But I mean, yeah, it was like the best you could hope for, because like the litany of popes beforehand
the well-meaning use of slurs.
It's like, I think all these queer mo's should have all the rights they want. Anyways, but yeah, so the litany of really corrupt and horrible people that came before him makes him kind of stand out as a real beacon of niceness. Anyway.
A beacon of pope. So yeah, and because this was before like the official time, which I'm not sure when it was, but it was later than this, where you had to have proven miracles. There's not very much evidence of him doing any miracles or posthumous miracles.
So all his relics are in one spot.
Yeah.
In a glass case. No
and
miracles.
He never did anything miraculous.
Right. And then who stood up for him to be a saint? Like, who just like, I don't know, like, I guess he was the Pope, he should be a saint. Like, this is like, I guess hundreds of years later when they're like, was this guy a Pope? I guess, how bad could he have been? Like,
yeah.
History forgets.
He was Pope and he didn't die as Pope, so that probably means he was just doing a really good job, right? Let's make him a saint.
Yeah, exactly. He was probably such a good man that he gave up the power willingly.
Yeah,
because he didn't want to be Pope. It's like, wow, what a generous soul he must have been.
There was an instance where a white dove landed on his shoulder while he was standing at the altar and turned its head as though whispering in his ear, which people have interpreted as a manifestation of the Holy Spirit.
It's like, hey, can I get some of that bread? I saw you were giving out bread to people. Can I just get a little bit of that bread? Because I'm a pigeon, so kind of my thing. Anyway, so no relics, no miracles except for one bird landing, which kind of neat, I guess.
Sure. He does have patronages, though. You'll be relieved to hear.
Oh, good.
So, what do you think they are?
What do I think of patronages? Sorry, yes, I forgot that I was...
So, yeah, that's on you, mate.
Is he the patron saint of bad mentors? Like, just like, you got a bad teacher, like just somebody who's just like a really bad example for you.
And he didn't really learn from his counterexample, did he?
I mean, he learned how to do it better than his mentor, right?
Well, I guess they were both popes in the end, but I guess he was a saint pope.
It seems like he had a better run and amassed more power than Gregory VI, right? Like Gregory VI was trying to do what he did, but Gregory VII did it better, right?
Yeah, he took what he learned and ran with it. So in a way, would that not mean that his mentor, when you say bad, you mean like you mean bad as in corrupt rather than ineffective?
Yeah, just being a corrupting example. Yeah. So. Not all mentors are good, folks. Some of them.
There we go. You can mentor someone for bad.
For bad. Yeah.
And that's the message this month.
Don't worry about it. Is he the patron saint of political graft or bribes? If you need to give a bribe, like, you want to be like, hey, Gregory VII help me with this bribe. Hopefully it goes through,
No, he is in fact fact, a patron against corruption in the church.
Okay, well...
He was so anti-corruption that he had to do all the corruption.
Right. I mean,
so that there was none left for anyone else to do. He was falling on his own sword there.
It's like, when you hire bank robbers to tell you how to keep your bank from being robbed or something like that, They'll be like, they can point out holes in your security. Is he the patron saint of useless conclaves?
Well, he's the patron of the Diocese of Savona, so maybe that is a useless conclave.
Yeah, they do a conclave every year, every time there's a pope, and then they're like, we have a pope for a pick, it's Larry, and nobody listens to them.
Yeah, that's the tradition of Savona. You nailed it there, but no.
Is he the patron saint of crowd chanting, just like chanting to get what you want,
the patron saint of angry mobs,
running away from problems. No.
Well, he's the patron of Salerno, which I think is where he ran to. So, in a way, in a manner of speaking, yes, patron saint of running away.
That's like the majority of tourism in Salerno is people running away from. It's like, run away from your problems to Salerno. That's just a lot of people wandering the streets with haunted looks in their eyes. Just like a nice place to be when you're running away from your problems.
Yeah.
Just, every table there at the bar only seats one person. Just lonely people drinking, thinking about what they ran away from,
They open at 10:30 in the morning and serve only beer.
Yeah, and it's really dark in there. You really can't see people because you don't want to, you don't need people recognizing being like, hey, are you that guy who used
with all those problems?
With all those problems? That man is dead now. You drink your whiskey. Is he the patron saint of being bad at hide and seek? Is he the?
I think that's great.
Bad hide and seek. Just if you're just not really good at it, and you're just like, Gregory, help me out. Like,
it makes as much sense as it does for him to be the patron saint against corruption in the church.
Fair.
So, I think that's a very good guess, but a wrong one.
Thank you. Oh. How about centralized corruption? Is he the patron saint of strongly worded letters? Yeah, you probably got one of the best strongly worded letters I've ever heard.
He received a really, mic drop strongly worded letter.
Yeah.
It's not, sorry, I think I just had an ice cream van.
I gotta go. This recording is over. Good humor man's here.
Sorry, what was the question? Strongly worded letters?
Yeah.
No, he was not.
All right, anyways. And finally, is he the patron saint of destabilizing Germany?
Which is something that we should all aspire to.
No, we shouldn't. Germany's like the only thing holding Europe together these days.
Ironically.
And nothing's holding anything together anymore. I don't know where.
Danny's eyes are the only thing holding anything together.
I know. If everybody could just get a good gander at those eyes, I think that we'd all be a lot happier.
That would be world peace. Poor Danny, because he's going to find out about this from his friends, and he's going to be like, what the fuck is going on?
You need to promise me you won't tell him.
Me?
Yeah, you can't tell him.
Or our listeners. Okay.
No, I want them to. I want him to find out.
He's going to find out at our engagement party.
Please don't tell him. It's going to be great.
What, because you'll never be able to look into them in the same way ever again?
I just want him to come across it organically, in a while.
Right.
So.
Okay. When he reads about the attempted murder that you've been arrested for.
So don't tell Danny this, right? But if people are going to go see Danny in real life, if, the next time you walk up to him, just look him in the face and be like, oh my God. Oh, they're so beautiful. And maybe if you have a drink, just drop it on the go. Oh, what?
Or drink a gulp and spit take.
Yeah, or spit take or something like that. Just really, make it your own, but really make it over the top. Just a good reaction. Anyways. Well, what are his patronages?
They are the Diocese of Savona, as I said.
With
Salerno.
Yeah, Salerno.
Yeah, which is the destination for running away from your problems.
Right.
And against corruption in the church. Those are the three.
Those are the three. Okay.
I would say, once again, I think this guy sucks. And the fact that he even has more than one patronage is more than he deserves.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean,
but they're very ironic.
Maybe he's more useful in the afterlife than he was in real life.
In what way?
I don't know. Maybe now that he's a saint and he's got to deal with corruption, he's actually dealing with it now because he's got all of eternity and he's got God looking over his shoulder and being like, "Did you do the thing with the corruption?"
That's fair.
All right. Well, Anna, do you think you'd ever have Gregory VII intercede for you?
I hope that I never become so jaded or motivated by complete self-interest that I would want this guy on my team or in my corner, because I think that would be a very sad state of affairs, and unfortunately I have ready access to looking into the most beautiful pair of eyes, so that will keep me on the straight and narrow.
There you go. All right.
I don't need no doves or pigeons. Because I got Danny's eyes. And oat milk.
Yeah.
And those things are going to keep me, I was going to say incorrupt, but I don't know if that's just a reference to other saints' relics, isn't it?
I mean, that'll keep you on the straight and narrow, because you don't want to do anything that would jeopardize being separated from those eyes, right?
Yeah.
So you're never gonna do anything that might end you up in jail.
No, because Danny's definitely never gonna, like, even if Danny did a crime, the police would see his eyes and be like, "Yep, nope, this man is clearly innocent."
Yeah, and then honestly, like you can see his eyes through the glass window when he comes to visit you in prison, but it's not the same.
It's not. As we discovered with your eyes, Matthew.
That's true.
Some people with nice eyes hide them behind glasses that make them look horrid.
They have to hide them behind. But yeah, I think that Viber needed to consolidate a massive amount of power in order to do good.
Wait, right? You are doing that, aren't you? You're starting a charity.
Oh,
that's the same thing.
Maybe I am. You see, that's what I'm doing. Yeah, I'm doing it. And no one who ever started a charity ever ended up doing anything bad.
Yeah, famously. That is true.
Yeah. So I think that's good. I mean, yeah. So if I need to consolidate power, I guess if I needed to take on the Holy Roman Emperor, I guess he's not much of a threat these days.
No.
If I had to deal with any anti-popes,
Yeah.
That he's really good to have in your corner for that kind of stuff, but it's very specialized and I think really not super applicable.
His patronages are kind of too niche to have mass appeal.
Yeah, his skill set is at like a much higher level of organizational maneuvering and control and Machiavellian.
Yeah, there probably won't ever need to be this level of politicking within QED Comedy Lab. We hope.
Hopefully not. Yeah, I don't know. I hope they won't have to excommunicate anybody in the future, but they're nice, Anna.
Wow.
Well, Anna, thank you for telling me the tale of this very corrupt anti-corruption pope. It's the classic strongman tactic, right? Like, I'm coming in and I'm fixing all of the things that are wrong with this, which is like these corrupt people, but really you're just taking power for yourself and instituting a different realm of corruption. But thank you for telling me about this bad example of a pope, so we can appreciate what
we've lost. How good we had it.
Don't it always seem to go that you don't know what you got till it's gone?
Yeah, Psalm 26, I believe it's known.
That's it. Yeah. But thank you, Anna, for this engaging tale of papal mischief. So.
I mean, the podcast is called Saint Misbehavin', right? And this is maybe our most misbehaving saint so far. This
might be. Yeah, we might have really hit gold with this one because
we've got to the bottom of the barrel.
Yeah, I don't know. I think there was the French king that was like really terrible.
Was that the one where I was drunk?
No, I think that was something else. I think the worst is Saint Sigismund of Burgundy, who was a king who murdered his own son while drunk.
Right. Yeah.
And did a bunch of other really terrible stuff. So I think that's still the bottom of the barrel for me.
Okay.
But this guy's
he's down there.
He's really, he's
down there with the worst.
He's in the hunt, He could he's definitely not a very good person.
Yeah. This is giving me an idea that next time we do a live episode, we should do some kind of like battle royale or some kind of like way of identifying the worst one. And
maybe.
Yeah.
Figure that out.
We could have you could dress up as Sigismund, I could dress up as Gregory, we could wrestle. Just spitballing here.
I don't want to wrestle. No, I don't like that at all. It's weird that you went right to wrestling. This is really much more of an intellectual
pursuit. It would be an intellectual battle. The wrestling was metaphorical for sure.
It didn't sound metaphorical. Anyways, Anna, thank you again for this. And
you're welcome. Have a blessed month.
Thanks. Bye.